the New Universal Library, Balaam, biblical character, son of Beor, a non-Jewish soothsayer of Petor. He was sought by Balak, king of Moab, to invoke God against the Israelites. When he went with the princes of Moab, the ass on which they sat saw an angel of Jehovah and answered in words when he beat it. Eventually, he was the angel himself and repeatedly blessed Israel. BALAClava Battle of 1854. Indecisive engagement at the beginning of Crimean War. After defeating the Russians at the Alma, the Allies moved from the north of Sebastopol to the south of the Crimean Peninsula, where there were better harbor facilities at BALAClava. The Russians made a surprise attack on the BALAClava redoubt, but their cavalry were thrown into confusion by the charge of General Scarlet Heavy Brigade. Owing to a misunderstanding of orders, this was followed by a magnificent but entirely useless charge of Lord Cardigan's Light Brigade under the concentrated fire of the Russian batteries. BALAClava helmet and knighted helmet of the type worn by soldiers during the Crimean War, named after the Battle of BALAClava 1854, and still popular for winter wear at the time of Crimean War, and 19 especially of comforts for the troops facing the terrible Crimean winter, began to reach great popularity among the domestic arts. It is of interest to note that the British commanders in the Crimean War, Lord Raglan and Lord Cardigan, who led the famous charge of the Light Brigade, gave their names to the Raglan type sleeve popular in hand knighting, to the knitted jackets known as cardigans. BALAClava helmet in thick wool in 3 sizes, 6 years to adult. Materials of double knitting wool allow 2 oz for the first size and 3 oz for either of the 2 largest sizes. Pair of number 8 strain knot knitting needles. Tension over the single ribs and stretched 8 and 8 rows to 1 in. Measurements: size 6 to 9 years, round face, edge about 10 in, stretching to 14 in. Size 9 to 12 years, round face, edge about 12 in, stretching to 8 in. Size 12 to 16 years, round face, edge about 14 in, stretching to 22 in. Abbreviations: not on the sizes. The following instructions are for all sizes. The first set of figures in brackets applies to size 6 to 9 years. The second set to size 9 to 12 years. And the third set to size 12 to 16 years. Figures not in brackets apply to all sizes. To make: cast on. Balakirev Mili Alexeyevich, 1833. 1901, Russian composer, pianist and conductor. Ordo Glinka was the first Russian nationalist composer. It is to Balakirev that the credit must go for forming the nationalist school of composition. He influenced Mussorgsky, Rimsky, Korsakov, Borodin, and Kui, who together with BALAClava made up the group known as the Mighty Handful, and also Tchaikovsky. He often supervised the compositions of this group and did everything he could to bring their works before the public, even though this often meant conducting them without any possibility of monetary gain. His activities as a leader have tended to overshadow his compositions, but among these are works of a high order, notably Tamara for orchestra and Islame for piano, Balalaika, stringed instrument of Tatar origin, very popular in Russia. It has a triangular body with a fretted neck and normally 3 strings which are plucked. Since the instrument is made in various sizes, from soprano to double bass, orchestras can be composed entirely of balalaikas. Balance of power, state of balance between the power, particularly military, one of one state or group of states and another state or group. It means when such power is so nearly balanced that no one state or group feels able to dominate the other. The term is used also in a special sense to refer to a definite system which once governed the relationship and policies between countries. This was adopted as a principle in foreign policy in Europe in the 16th century. It may be said to have ruled foreign diplomacy up to the outbreak of World War I in particular. The treaties of Westphalia 1648, of Utrecht 1713, and of Vienna 1815 clearly manifest its application. In general, such a system may be said to have been tried and found wanting as the exclusive and overriding principle of foreign policy. Balance of trade and payments, accounting records of a country's international transactions involving the inflow or outflow of foreign exchange for some period. Since every transaction involves both a debit and a credit entry, the accounts necessarily balance. As a rule, the transactions are current, including visible trade, merchandise, and invisible trade, shipping, interest payments, tourist expenditure, etc., or capital loans, debt repayments, and transfer of capital assets, including gold. The balance of trade refers to the net balance of visible trade. The balance of payments normally refers to the net balance of current account transactions. For assessing disequilibrium, the balance of payments can refer to the balance of both current and capital transactions. Balance sheet, account showing how the comings and outgoings of a business are balanced over the course of a year. Companies are required by the Companies Act 1948 to produce proper balance sheet. Balanchine George, 1904, an American choreographer of Russian birth, educated at the Imperial School of Ballet, St. Petersburg and Leningrad, Leningrad Conservatory of Music. In 1924, Balanchine joined Diaghilev Live, for whom he created Barbau. 1925, Triumph of Neptune. 1926, La Charte. 1927, Apollon Musaget. 1928, and L'Office Prodigue. 1929. In 1932, he joined Dobazil, left for America in 1933, and founded the School of American Ballet with Lincoln Christine. He has been a pioneer of ballet in the United States of America, evolving a neoclassic style exemplified in Bizet's Symphony in C. 1947, Concerto Barocco 1941, and Serenade 1925. Tchaikovsky. Balanchine became artistic director of the New York City Ballet, which has received a grant of $7 million from the Ford Mountain